What's good, y'all, man? We are back again with another video, man. Today I'm going to break down how I feel like my Cleveland Cavaliers will do this season. This is the first part of my teams because I have two. I already explained this already, so I'm not going to explain it again. I have two. So I'm going to be doing the Lakers one tomorrow. And then I got some special plan for y'all at the end of the week. But for right now, we're going to break down the Cleveland Cavaliers. So let's get straight into this. So to start off, man, just looking at our team, like we look really good. We look really deep. Starting off, our best player, to me, our best player is Darius Garland. I'm going to run through him a lot. I already told you I have him as a super sleeper. Not saying he's going to be up there, but I have him as a super sleeper in the MVP race. Even though we have Donovan Mitchell, I still look at Darius as our engine. If he goes down, we might fall a lot because just that playmaking, it's hard to replace. If we don't have Ricky, because I don't think we're going to have Ricky for a huge part of the season. Watching the press conference, he was talking about coming back in December. Then he was like, I don't know. Then he said I might come back in February. So it's so up in the air with him. So I don't know when he's going to come back. But just looking at this team, if we lose Darius, it will hurt because I still feel like he is the engine of our team. You can't replace that playmaking. You can't replace that leadership. And even at times, you cannot replace that scoring that he brings. I think he's one of the most underrated scorers in this league. Towards the end of the season last year, in the last 20 games, he averaged 26, shooting 46% from the field and 38% from the three. He's a really good scorer. But if he goes out, that's going to hurt. But then looking at the backcourt that we have, I'm not really scared of our defense at all. I think we have really good defense around them. Even when we were starting games where we had Darius and Colin Sexton or Darius and Ricky, when Colin Sexton got hurt, we were still a number one defense. Now we're bringing in the defender that I think is better than both of those guys. I think Donovan Mitchell is a way better defender than Ricky Rubio, and I think him and Colin Sexton are kind of around the same, but Donovan Mitchell having a 7-foot wingspan actually helps, and I think he's going to be more dialed in this year. He was a good defender coming into this league. It just keep losing in the first and the second round probably got to him, and then he just probably got discouraged playing for the Utah Jazz. I think we all would if we had to live in Utah and play for them. So now he's playing for a coach that's going to demand him to stick defense. I think he's going to be pretty good, and I think our backcourt is going to be really good as far as on defense. Now on offense, they're going to play off each other perfect. Like I don't see no problem with that at all. This allows Darius Garland to do what he wants to do. A lot of people think that what Darius did last year, he loved it, and that was his role. But Darius was always a guard that liked to play off ball. So having a guy like Donovan Mitchell, who's going to have the ball a lot, he probably won't have it more than Darius. But last year, Darius didn't have nobody to take the ball out of his hands. Now he has a legit 3-level elite scorer in this league to take the ball out of his hands. So he's going to be able to play off of him. Now, when we're looking deep into the lineup, Evan Mobley, I'm expecting an all-star year from Evan Mobley. I don't like to get persuaded off of these off-season highlights, but what he's showing me is the stuff that we needed last year. We needed him to shoot. His shooting looks really good. We needed him to be a better ball handler because at times he will fumble the ball a lot. His ball handling looked like it got better. I'm not looking at the competition that he's playing. I'm solely looking at him when I'm looking at these offseason highlights, and he looked like he worked on the spots that he needed to improve in, and that's what he did. As far as his strength, he looks like he got bigger. I don't know how it's going to work going into the season, but he definitely looked like he got bigger, and I'm expecting an all-star season from him. And I'm expecting him also to be top 3 in that Defensive Player of the Year, man. I'm really expecting him to have a really good year. I think all-star for him is pretty much guaranteed. I think we're going to have 3 all-stars this year. Now, we're looking at Jared Allen, same thing. I don't expect him to drop off. Points might fall because he averaged 16 last year. Points might fall to 13, 14. But he's still going to be one of the best defensive anchors we have in this league by far. And I don't know if he'll make an all-star team because I don't think they're going to give us 4. Like, we're not the 2017 Golden State Warriors. So we're not getting 4 all-stars. But he's still going to be a really big part of this team. And then when we're looking at the bench, I think our bench is underrated. And it's probably underrated because a lot of people don't watch Cavs games. Y'all going to watch them this year. But guys like Dean Wade, Lamar Stevens don't get talked about at all. Dean Wade, to me, is a decent 3-and-D player. At times, we would put him on guys like Kevin Durant, on DeMar DeRozan. When we played the Mavericks, he was guarding Luka, and he did a really good job. He's always been a decent defender, but this year, if you go watch some tape, he showed it. He's actually a good defender, and he showed that. Then he shot 36% from the 3. He has an argument to start. I'm gonna talk about who y'all think might start. I'm gonna talk about him later because I gotta dial in on him. But he has an argument to start. Same thing with Lamar Stevens. He has an argument to start because he's a better shooter than Isaac Okoro, a better defender in my eyes. Actually, I won't go that far. But he's also a good defender too, like Isaac Okoro. And then looking at his game, he's just a dog. Not as far as like, oh, he goes out there and gets buckets, but like he has that dog mentality that helps us out. We had as a team this whole dog mentality, and he laid that foundation for us. Him and Colin Sexton. So Lamar Stevens, I can't wait for his improvement. Watching his highlights, his offseason highlights as well, it looks like his shot has gotten way better. The form has gotten way better because he used to have a hitch in his shot, and that was terrible. So I'm excited to see him. Now we're looking at Cedi Osman and Kevin Love and Ricky Rubio when he comes back. This vet that's been through those moments, been in the playoff games, been in finals games. And so I'm not really expecting him to fall back. Cedi Osman might fall back because we are kind of deep at that wing spot, but we always going to need that shooting. He shot really good last year. Kevin Love, our sixth man of the year. I think him and Karras are going to be fighting for those six-man moments because both of them are going to have a really good season next year. And then looking at Karras, I think a lot of people don't understand how good of a luxury it is to have Karras LeVert. Especially when Ricky Rubio's not out, because he's able to kind of do everything for our bench. He's able to score, he's able to play make, he's able to pass off the bench. So he gives Darius and he gives Donovan Mitchell time to rest because we don't really have that ball handling when Ricky Rubio's not there. We don't really have that coming off the bench. So having Karras LeVert there, that's going to help out a lot. But then when Ricky Rubio comes back, then he's able to do what he does best, and that's score. And he's one of the best at that. That's exaggeration. Don't look at that too much. But then our coach, I just think he's going to have us being one of the best defenses in the league like we were last year. I don't really see us falling back on defense. I actually think we got better on defense. And I'm just praying for health. Because health killed us last year. I really think we would have been a top 5 seed without the key injuries. You're going to have injuries. That comes with the game. Like when Colin Sexton got out, it hurt, but I knew we were going to be decent. If it looks like I'm crying, I'm not. I just got out of the shower. But when Colin Sexton got out, I knew he was going to be decent when he got out. Then you bounce that off when you get Ricky. He's out for the season. I'm like, all right, kind of chill. And then after the All-Star break, Darius was out for 2 weeks. Karras was out for 2 weeks. And then at the end of the season, Jared was out for a month. Evan Mobley was out for a couple weeks. Like stuff like that hurts and that piles up losses. So if we can avoid that and just get those little ticky-tacky injuries, then we cool. I think we're going to be really good. Now when it comes to the playoffs, I think we're a top 5 lock. Like this year, I think we're a lock, top 5. Even if we have some injuries, I think we're a lock. It depends on our matchup for the playoffs. So, like, if we go top 5, when let's say that 4-5 matchup is the Nets, I don't know if we can get that. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I think it's 3 teams that can beat us. 4. Obviously, Bucks, Celtics, and I think the Nets can beat us. And I think the 76ers can beat us, but I think we can also beat them. I think our defense can be hard for James Harden to really do his thing. Same thing with Joel Embiid. I just think the length in the post can that can hurt him at times, like it did in that Raptors series. He had a decent series, the first Raptors series in 2019. In that series, he kind of ran into trouble having to score on Serge Ibaka and Marc Gasol. Now you're gonna have to do that on guys who I think are way better than defenders than they were at that time. I think that can be hard for him at that time. In the series, if we was to go up against each other. And then as far as the wing defense, I think we have good enough wing defenders to guard James Harden and Tyrese Maxey. And I just don't trust Tobias Harris in the playoffs. I don't trust none of them guys in the playoffs, not gonna lie. But yeah, I think we can beat them. We could probably beat the Nets. I think our scores in the paint can actually help us beat the Nets. And as far as our scoring in general, because I don't think they have that wing defender at all, I think we can probably beat the Nets, but 7 games of Isaac Okoro on Kevin Durant scares me. Now to wrap this video up, Isaac Okoro is the key for our success. If he comes in shooting 34% from 3, again, I'm not saying we're not going to be good, but that's going to hurt, man. You were a 5th overall pick. At some time, we got to stop holding on to that potential. If he doesn't hit this season, I'm talking about becoming a better all-around player, we have to get rid of him. We have to, because we just got to wash our hands, because he's going to hurt us. He's going to hurt us, especially in his contract year coming up, and he's still the same player that he was when we drafted him. We got to give that up. So that's all for this video. That's all for this team. I think we're going to be a really good team. I want to say more about Isaac, but I don't want to make the video too long. I just hope that he comes back a better player than he was the first 2-3 years, because I think he's been the same player for a minute, and it's time to get rid of that if he is, because we need a real 3-and-D wing. Like I even said when we made the trade, I would have kept Laurie, because Laurie's ready to win now. I don't think Isaac is ready to win now. I don't think he has that game yet. I thought I would have kept Ochai Agbaji over Isaac, because Ochai Agbaji already is an elite off-ball shooter, and I think he played good enough defense to be the starting 3 for our team. But we didn't. But, oh well, I still think we're going to be a really good team this year. Let me know if y'all want me to do one of y'all teams. The Laker one will be dropping tomorrow. Peace out.